Appreciate it.
I know you could probably talk for hours on this for this answer, but I understand that you were up into the wee hours after you learned about the deal. And just wondering who you were with and what were your thoughts? I mean, what were your emotions and thoughts like at that moment?
I mean, I was just with with close friends of mine who, ironically enough, when I started to train 2019 to get prepared to try to play for 20. It was the same, literally same friends who kind of embarked on that journey with me. So to kind of have it all come full circle and we all celebrate, and kind of toast to that. I mean, it was a surreal feeling. It took a little over a day or two just to even sink in, honestly.
Hey Trent, congratulations. Your agency put out a little video where you had said that you thought you're going to Kansas City. How close did you come to going to Kansas City? And you also mentioned Kyle kind of coming in at the last minute. How did that all play out over the last few hours?
Yeah. Well, I had good conversations with the people in that organization. And they made a good push, and from I think my agent, I guess him and Parag had maybe stalled out. I'm not sure. I was kind of removed myself from that part of it. But I always told Cal, since day one that if I was gonna go anywhere, that I would call him first and let him know what the matter was. So um, once I got the hunch that KC seemed like they was ready to make it official, I called Cal like I couldn't even really just get it out and just tell him, but I was just like, hey man, we just need to hurry this up. If you get my drift, like tell Parag to whatever they got to do, but tell him and Vince to hurry up and work something out because I'm ready to, I kind of ready to go ahead and make my decision. So I would like for everything to be on the table.
Hey, Trent, as you know, the way your contract is structured, the older you get, the more money you'll be getting, or at least against, salary cap wise. And then at 40, when you're a very old man, you've got all sorts of money. Obviously, you know how people look at that, like, oh, okay, well, Niners can get out of it when he's 38 or whatever. I would assume the challenge for you, and I don't know if it's a cool challenge or something you thought much about, would be to be, I'm going to be so good at 38, these conversations don't happen. It's just going to be like, yeah, pay him his money, he's going to do it again. Is that, I guess, a goal of yours?
Yeah, I think that those last years with the numbers being what they are, I think it's an incentive for me to not get complacent and say, hey, I've been giving this league 15 years, maybe I should hang them up. I think that keeps the incentive, the fire burning on both sides. I never intend on being below average, and the day I do, I will hang the cleats up. But I'm 32 at this point, about to be 33. When I just do look at my career and look at my career path, I've been to the Pro Bowl last 8 years. I've touched the field, so I'm not really worried about a decline at the moment. I know 6 years is a lot to actually go and suffice, but I do think it's possible, and I do appreciate the 49ers for adding that incentive to go and get that fifth and sixth year, which is the first thing Cal said to me after we agreed was, hey, go get that 6 year. So when you look around and you kind of see the longevity of the position, and you look at guys like Jason Peters and Whitworth, and even Joe Thomas kind of walked away on his own, but he probably could have played well until he's close to 40. I'm sure, because he didn't show any signs of slowing down when he retired. So when you look at Jason Peters, you look at, like I said, Whitworth. Those guys are in their 40s and they're still playing at a high level. I think if you look at Whitworth, his PFF grade is always amongst the top 5 to 6 in every year, no matter what. So I think just going off of that and kind of knowing the medicine now and the way that the NFL kind of take care of their players now, I think playing to 40 is well within reach. And the way I feel right now, I do think I have 6 years in my body, but I'm not gonna be unrealistic. I'll take it, one day at a time, and I'm just continue to plug away at it. But that is the goal. I have something to prove. Can I play it at a high level until I'm 40? That we'll see.
Hey, Trent, congrats. And
Thank you.
I want to know what Kyle Shanahan's sales pitch to you was, besides the fact that you're familiar with them and that they're giving you a lot of money.
Nah, he ain't need no sales pitch. He just when I let him know the deal, he just said I'll call you back. And I didn't obviously I got a call from my agent saying, hey, we just struck a deal, X, Y, and Z. So he didn't really have to give me any sales pitch. Kyle is he's like family to me. His family is like family to me. I literally just went and sat with his dad in Cabo actually 24 hours before free agency started, and we didn't even talk about free agency. We just talked about football. We just caught up for a couple hours, but that's just how close I am with that family. So Cal didn't have to sell anything to me. I already knew what this place has to offer. I knew what he has to offer, and I knew what the front office would have to offer. For not just me to this team.
Hi, Trent. I noticed that on the night of your contract, you tagged Alex Mack in that tweet. So it was kind of a wild night where both of you, former All-Pros there, were, signing with the same team. In Kyle's system, how much can having a great center like that help you as a left tackle? And how excited are you to play with, one of the great fellow great linemen of the past 10 years?
Oh, man, I'm ecstatic. I play with I've been with Alex a few times in the Super Bowl. Obviously, admired his work from afar. We've had a ton of run-ins, so we built a rapport over the years. But I think when you go back to every time Cal has been successful, his center has been, pretty much a driving force behind that. I think before Richmond got hurt, before Rich got hurt, last year, Super Bowl run. Luckily, he had Ben Garland to come back him up, who was a seasoned, guy who there wasn't a lot of drop off. But I say that to say, anytime Cal's offense has been successful, it pretty much starts from the center, and the center is the brain trust of our offense and our offensive line. So to get a guy that's an All-Pro, that's a Pro Bowler, that's literally played the position at the highest level you can play it at for as long as he entered the NFL, I think. You really can't ask for anything better than that.
Trent, given the last time that this offense was fully healthy, it was one of the better ones in the league, and the team went to the Super Bowl. Just given your status with the team now as a team captain, as a guy with a pretty big contract, what's your role, or how are you going to implement your role in terms of making sure the offense lives up to those expectations?
I'm gonna just do the same thing I did last year, man. Try to come in and bring that energy, bring that fire every day, bring that competitive nature every day. We all gonna hold each other accountable. We have a pretty mature group. We got a couple young guys, but for the most part, everybody's played a lot of football, and even with Debo being as young as he is, he's still played a whole playoff series, went to the Super Bowl. So we're at that point where we're seasoned enough to where we can hold each other accountable. We can go in and get great work, get great practices, and just continue to improve step by step. And that's all I want to offer to the offense, just stability and consistency. And then I'll just show that by example. And when anybody need a word, obviously I'm here for that.
John, congrats. Just looking back to where you were in 2019, going through what you did you envision that this could come where you'd be in a place you wanted to be for the long term with the contract you wanted and find all the happiness that you sort of looking?
No, I did not. I thought it would be one or the other. I thought I'd either get a lot of money and be somewhere where I hated to be, or I'd be somewhere I love to be playing for a discount. So I know I definitely didn't think it would be both. But when in 2019, I think my agent was doing a radio interview, or somebody may have said that he even mentioned 20 million a year or whatever or something like that, and everybody just laughed us out the building, and everybody looked like, who is he? Who does he think he is to want that much amount of money? But just to see it come full circle and to see that it's almost like the going rate for a good tackle. It just goes to show you, just kind of the uphill battle that we had, and we just stuck together. We stayed close through it all. And we used our resources. We was able to get to a team with like-minded, with goals and morals, and obviously wanted to commit to me as a person, as a player.
Hey, Trent, from a timeline standpoint, how long did it take from that call you had with Kyle to a deal actually getting done? And then what was it like once you actually signed the second call with Kyle?
Let me see. So I called Cal. I called him. Well, he called me back. No. I texted him. I said, "Hey, Cal, I'm ready to go ahead and make my decision. It's getting late. I'm about to have dinner. Once I finish dinner, I'm ready to go." So he called me as soon as I walk in the restaurant. And I'm like, "Hey, it's kind of loud. Give me a second. I'll call you right back." And he called me right back like 10 minutes. So I'm like, all right, forget it. I'm just go outside and, talk to him. And, so I let him know I didn't even have the heart to say, hey, man, I think I want to sign with somebody else. I was just telling him, like, hey, Kyle, I'm ready to get this over with. If whatever is the last offer, and that's the last offer, and I appreciate it. But just ready to make my decision. So, we had a good talk. And, I think I went back in, ate dinner, and by the time I literally got my keys from valet and sat in the car, and my agent was calling me, telling me the deal was done. So it didn't take more than about an hour or so.
So Trent, are you a little bit jealous that Kyle Juszczyk had the FaceTime call, but then yours was just a phone call?
Oh, no, mine was FaceTime. I was FaceTime.
Oh.
Yeah, Kyle loved the FaceTime. I don't even think I ever talked to him on the phone. It was always FaceTime.
And then last year you said, without the injuries, the team would have been a contender. How excited are you to head into this season, hopefully with everybody healthy and happy, and kind of rebooting the whole roster?
Man, I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. We sat back and we watched that whole playoff run last year. We watched the whole Super Bowl, and I just know that if my team was intact, I know that we would be one of those teams that's either fighting for a position or fighting for that Lombardi. So. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. I think we got every piece of the puzzle that we need to win this division and win the conference. So, obviously it takes a little more than that. And I think everybody around this time of the year is feeling very confident about their team. So, you take it with a grain of salt. But I've been around a long time, and I try not to fool myself. And I can honestly look up and down this roster, and there's playmakers from top to bottom.
Hey, Trent, first off, what was the restaurant that you were at?
Oh, it's 13 James Harden and one of my former chefs, Chef Tobias. They opened that literally about a couple of weeks ago, and it's in Houston, Texas, and food's amazing. They was very accommodating to my whole little situation, because I was in and out on the phone, and and they even do a little celebratory dinner for me afterwards. So, they did a amazing job. Everybody go to 13 when you get a chance out in Houston.